If you want to be a spoiled little kitten curled up on your master's lap, great. If you want to serve your owner as a strong and reliable workhorse, great. And if you're watching this full of judgment and criticism at the concept of animal role play, it's clearly not for you. And that's great too. Pet play within BDSM is a form of animal role play that involves adopting the persona of an animal, such as a kitten, bunny, pup, or pony. Pet play can be scene exclusive or as an ongoing aspect of 24/7 power exchange dynamics, and can also be explored publicly in more social settings at a kink con, fetish event, or play party, commonly referred to as a mosh in the pet play world. The unique thing about pet play is that although many submissives and bottoms enjoy finding release and community through this kink, it's not bottom exclusive. Dominants and tops can utilize this space either to switch into another side of themselves or engage in this space as an alpha role. But we'll discuss that in depth in part 4 of this series. It's also important to note that just like little space is not about pedophilia, pet play is not about bestiality. These are consenting humans dressing up in costume and playing with other consenting humans. All right? Engaging sexually with a human pet is no more bestiality than dressing up as Superman at Comic-Con gives you the ability to fly. So the next logical question is, why would someone want to role play as a pet? Why would someone want to dress up as an animal and role play as an animal? Well, why do any of us enjoy costumes, cosplay, or dress up? Why do any of us enjoy role play? It's not just a creative outlet if you're into fashion or cosplay, but it can also be a potent emotional escape tailored around interests and expressions that relate to us on an individual level.
Hi, I'm Date Mike. Nice to meet me. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
Role play, regardless of the physical appearance,
Cyclops destroy!
regardless of the role,
I'm Prison Mike.
regardless of the dress,
For der Bellschnickel ist I.
regardless of the costume, is fundamentally about stress relief, fun, and a way to explore unrealized kinks, in this case, like primal play. On a deeper level, I see pet play as a creative way to safely explore your shadow or even do integrated parts work to a certain degree. Pet play can also be extremely helpful for building presence and emotional awareness. Why? A human pet must tap into their non-verbal side. And just like when you take away one sense, the others are magnified, if you're forced to think and communicate and express in a nonverbal way, it's going to force a certain degree of slowness, presence, mindfulness, and attention. And that's why pet play, just like everything else in the kinky buffet, is totally organic to you. If you want to be a spoiled little kitten curled up on your master's lap, great. If you want to serve your owner as a strong and reliable workhorse, great. And if you're watching this full of judgment and criticism at the concept of animal role play, it's clearly not for you. And that's great too. You can pass right by this in the kinky buffet and never put a serving of it on your plate. But at the same time, I ask that you don't condemn and degrade those who have heaping helpings of pet play on their plate simply because you can't understand the desire or you don't want to personally engage in it. It doesn't speak to you. All right? There should be nothing but love and honor here in this community. All right? Maybe not in other kink communities, but in my community, nothing but love, nothing but honor. So with that being said, studies confirm the benefits I just described, noting sexual pleasure, relaxation and therapy, exercise and physicality, extending selfhood, and community as the most common reasons kinksters choose this type of role play. So now that we know the what and why, let's discuss the 4 primary types of pet play: domesticated, feral, primal, and dark. Now, I have seen pet play categorized into short-term and long-term as well, but I don't agree with that assessment because those are about duration of a type of play, not the type of play itself. I've also seen hypno pet play included in this list, but again, I think that's a misplaced term. Yes, absolutely. Hypno pet play can be a strategy employed by the dominant owner, handler, etc. within pet play. Okay, totally get that, totally on board with that. But it's just a strategy. It's just a methodology for training and subspace that is not pet play exclusive. So this hypno element can be applied to various types of kinky play, and that's why I'm not exclusively putting it in the pet play category. You can use it, but it can also be used in other scenes and scenarios as well. So let's quickly break down these 4 types of pet play. Domesticated pet play involves those animal roles and scenarios common to domesticated house pets, such as a dog, cat, or bunny. Feral pet play involves those animals that are considered working animals, like a pony or pig, oftentimes indicating a need for excessive training to make a feral animal manageable. Primal play is a perfect space to explore more intense animal roles and energy, such as a fox or wolf. And finally, dark pet play involves any animal role play that also includes heavier or more advanced forms of BDSM, often incorporating edge play, consensual non-consent, and other such kinks. Now, to quickly follow up on my point about duration, I consider short-term pet play to be utilized in public spaces, events, or established scenes with a very clear start and end. Pets involved in short-term pet play may or may not be collared, or may or may not be collared by a handler with whom they're playing. This can also include something like a boarding situation where a human pet is lent out to another handler while their owner is out of town for a short term, for training, whatnot. And this is in contrast to long-term pet play, which to me denotes exclusivity or ownership, where a pet is collared by their owner and that owner directs the activities for the pet within their established dynamic. But remember, this is all within the context of the kinky buffet. These are guidelines. These are just common guidelines, but by no means is this a set law that you must abide by to be a proper pet player, okay? At the end of the day, this is about fun and connection, okay? So don't take it too seriously. So we've already covered the personal pleasures that can be found in pet play, but what about for your power exchange dynamic? What about for your DS relationship? Well, I see 6 primary ways pet play can be utilized in the context of a DS dynamic. To increase care and intimacy, to incorporate erotic humiliation play, as a fun way to start exploring the sub's primal side, as a playful outlet for bratting and feistiness, or simply as an erotic role play to enjoy together. A treasured pet can experience a deep sense of nurturing and affection from their owner as they curl up onto a welcome lap. A submissive placed into the role of a human pet can evoke deep feelings of humiliation and inspire many acts of erotic degradation, such as eating out of a pet dish on the floor. A submissive engaging as a pet at the behest of their dominant reveals the deep degree of influence over the submissive, as well as intensely reinforcing the power gap between dominant and submissive. A shy submissive with secret longings to come out of their shell may find pet play as a gentle way to ease into more primal ways of communication and engagement. Alternatively, more bratty subtypes might enjoy the freedom to express their feisty or sassy energy non-verbally within the context of pet space as a stubborn pony or even rambunctious kitten who loves to nibble on their owner. A submissive can also enjoy the mental and emotional release of engaging in a known animal role play with established bookends. Today was just the foundation. Over the next 5 parts of this series, you'll learn every aspect of pet play, including pet personalities, purpose, and protocols, which we'll dive into next week.
I gotta run out early too.